Well, that was dreadful, wasn't it? Parramatta Eels, once again, have lost, and this time to the South Sydney Rabbitohs 12-32. So I can barely hear myself with this thing on. Let's click through my ears. Okay, I can hear myself better. Look, Thursday night, man, I get so tired. I've just gone back from the game, obviously, and there's a lot I want to talk about. I probably won't go into too much detail because I'm really tired, but I do think I do want to come on here and say some stuff because it was a very interesting performance, and there's a few good of talking things that come away from that. Obviously they kind of dominated. We made a lot of mistakes. Yes, it was raining, but it's raining for both teams. But we made mistakes, two main mistakes, even when they made mistakes, and basically both teams basically gave each other opportunities, except South Sydney occasionally took theirs. They weren't necessarily super good either, but we would just never take any of our opportunities. There were a few real good moments, and especially at the end of that first half where we were really on their line most of the time. It didn't work out, and they went on, and we weren't able to score. We had a good start of that second half, and then for that we just went away. We looked close in it, and then for a certain bit, that end of that first half and the start of the second half, but we just didn't take our opportunities, and they ran away with it. And it was obvious they were going to do something like that. They have enough quality to do that. They had 6 tries. It was only not looking even more dominant because Latrell missed 3 out of the 6, and not Latrell, the Latrell we're talking about. I mean the other Latrell Siegwalt, who's taking the conversions. Talis Duncan got 2. Cody Walker got 2. I want to talk about the Walker ones because Moses, 250th game, great milestone, but he was atrocious, man. Moses, bro, I don't know. I'm actually getting to the point of no return with Mitchell Moses. I think it might be near time for retirement for Mitchell Moses because he is so just. He gave away those 2 tries. There's 2 from Cody Walker. Cody Walker just easily just ran through. No offense to Cody Walker, but he's not the fastest player on the field. He just basically just ran through our defense and scored very easily. And that was because Moses moved out the way twice, which caused that gap for him to get through easily. Moses was at fault for a few of the tries, and even multiple opportunities where we had men over, tried to either pass over the top. He would just do poor passes, give the ball away, and he had a really rubbish game for his 250th, and we now look at it and this is just a worse performance than what we've seen in the last few weeks, but when we do have him, it hasn't been super good, and that raises a lot of concerns when we've been playing really well over the last 4 weeks because we had the bye. That Newcastle game we lost, and the Bulldogs game we lost, but we looked much better, and then we won the game against the Raiders, but we looked not necessarily super good, but obviously better because we won, and we had the bye, and then now we are back to good old normal Parramatta because it just feels so boring, so sad, and just careless. There was a lot of careless passes. It was just a really poor performance on a Thursday night, rainy Combank. All our fans coming. So many. There were literally a lot, and good job the South Sydney brought a lot of fans out. But the point of performance like that, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. Parramatta, I don't know what to do anymore. At least we're not last on the ladder. At least we're a few points off, a few places off. Obviously, there's got the Raiders and the Titans down there as well. Let's just keep away from that spoon. Maybe we can get a few more wins at the end of the year, but for the Raptors, look, they're doing well, so keep up on that. But yeah, we're pretty rubbish, and that is just, it's really annoying. We're pretty bad now, but positives, I really like what they're doing with the Edwards playing starting hooker, and then they take him off, bring him to Silva. But then what I really like to do in that Raiders game is that they bring him on at one point where they were both on. That really worked. So I like the strategy of it. I don't know if it's an injury problem or an actual strategy, but I like the idea. But it just didn't work out. Say Edwards came off and he never came back on again. He didn't have a super good game. There were a lot of poor passes just coming out from that ruck. What else? Ali Khan. one of the tries completely his fault, where they sprinted down the other end and Adhikar ran all the way across. Yes, great pace, but he left that side open. Some would probably gone to him. But he left his side open where they were able just to go over and they scored. It was pretty easy to call that was going to happen. But yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail. I can have a quick look maybe at the stats. But they had more possession, but it was actually pretty close. They had a better completion rate. 27 out of 41 was our completion rate. We made a lot of offloads. Offloads, I think, was a key part of the game. So we tried to make a lot of offloads. They made, we had, is anything like 18 errors from us. They only had 12 errors. So there was a lot of errors made. We had opportunities, I think, to capitalise, and we didn't. And it's an annoying Thursday night clash against the Rabbitohs at home, at Combank, and it was a pretty sad one. Positives though, not relating to the video, I guess kind of is the Mark Hughes Foundation. As you can see, this beautiful beanie I'm wearing, you could buy them at the games. There were a whole kind of set up there at the Combank game today. I'm pretty sure they will be there for all the games for the rest of the week. It is obviously for the donation for the Mark Hughes Foundation, which is for brain cancer, I believe. So I think maybe I'll be able to find a link or something. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to donate online. Or if you go into one of the games, just pick one of these beanies. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty tough. Keeps me warm definitely on a Thursday night, and it goes to a really good cause. So you get around the stuff like, Ashes Pink Days, you get around that, get around the Mark Hughes Foundation for this by Beanie for Brain Cancer Week, whatever you want to call it. So there's some positives there. They don't just got this pink one. There's like a brown and green one for you nonchalant people who don't want to look like you're wearing a pink and red one. But I don't care because I think it looks tough. And let's just end it on that. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe. It's probably gone for a bit longer than I expected, but man, I'm so tired. I don't want to go to bed. There's a very big video I'm trying to edit, and I've got a few things coming up before I leave to America on Sunday. So yeah, and probably causing everyone else so they can't go to sleep. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.